Hey everyone, on today's episode of the Mayor's Table, we're here at the Totah Theater to talk to Devin Neeley with Film Four Corners. He's going to give us the outlook and the mission for growing our film industry right here in Farmington. With that, lights, camera, action. Hey everyone, welcome to the Mayor's Table. With me today, we have a very special guest, a man who wears many hats, but one of those hats we get to discuss today here in the great Totah Theater, and that's Devin Neeley, the chairperson of Film Four Corners.
Well, thank you for having me, Mr. Mayor.
Yeah, well, I'm up here with a professional.
Oh.
You know, the lights, the cameras, the action, these things, they do not scare you like they do many people. So thanks for coming on to talk about Film Four Corners.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, Totah Theater, we may as well just talk about it since we're standing here today, has taken on a new version of itself, right? We've recreated this through a partnership with the state, the county, and the city to renovate it and bring it up to 2024, I guess, standards for entertainment. So I wondered if you could give us a little bit of a breakdown of what all is going on.
Yeah, absolutely. The Totah Theater was built in 1949. It was the second movie house in Farmington at that era, and it's just a beautiful Art Deco style. I refer to this as the crown jewel in downtown Farmington, the cultural crown jewel. That marquee out front is absolutely iconic.
Sure.
And we are so proud to have some space here, be a partner with the city of Farmington. We have an office upstairs. We have a lot of events here promoting the film industry in the Four Corners in San Juan County.
No, it turned out to be a really perfect moment for us to come together because we wanted to see this venue take on new life. Of course, now it's a part of the city of Farmington's, event inventory, so to speak. So it's rentable for people if you want to host events here. It's here for you. But Film Four Corners puts on a lot of different events that go on right here in the Totah. Tell us about those.
Yeah, this theater now has a state-of-the-art projection system, Dolby surround sound, so we can bring in first-run films that you would see at a commercial movie theater. In addition to that, we have just a ton of different events that are not only for the public, but for filmmakers to build the filmmaking community. A chance for our local talent to show off their talents on the big screen. You know,
I've been here for some of those showings. Very cool.
This screen doesn't compare to your phone, right?
Oh, yes.
And so many of our young filmmakers are working on a small screen on their phone. And so the times that they get to sit in the theater and see their work on the big screen, it's just really special for us to be able to provide that. And again, in partnership with the city of Farmington.
Sure. Well, what exactly is the mission of Film Four Corners? Why was it founded?
So we go back to 2018 and 2019, and Brent Garcia had this vision to create Film Four Corners, and it started with a film festival, a huge film festival at the Civic Center with a fashion show and hundreds of students and just a huge spectacle. We blocked off downtown Farmington, had a block party, and the goal is to make film and cinema and media production a part of the DNA of the Four Corners. We already have such a beautiful landscape around us. The downtown, the older parts of Farmington, the newer parts of Farmington, they're picturesque, I'd say. And then you get outside of Farmington, you know, the Bisti Badlands, Shiprock Pinnacle, all of these areas, the water features around here that films need, these productions that are working. We want film to be part of the DNA of our area, and that's what we're doing.
That's great. Well, it fits in perfectly kind of with our mission to grow the arts and cultural component of our community. And here in northern New Mexico, there's just so much opportunity to feed into that. When you describe the vistas, the landscapes, and the water features, and if you're a filmmaker, I mean, how are we enticing them? How are we creating this space for them so that they can come here and be successful?
So the very first thing that we're doing is we're creating opportunities to show off this area. When we have a film festival and we have people from outside the area coming here to that festival to see what's in the area, we kind of have them right where we want them, really, and we can show off the beauty of the area. Before they even get here, though, our goal is to make sure that it is clear that Farmington, San Juan County, and the Four Corners are film friendly. And that starts at the state level. The state has really robust tax rebates for productions that are working in this area.
Do.
Up to 40%.
Yes.
There's only about 4 states that offer incentives up to that level. Not California.
Right.
It's New Mexico is one of those states. We already see what's going on in Albuquerque with Netflix and the Paramount Studios. When we bring that production up here, we see such a huge return on investment. For every $1 that is reimbursed at the state level, the state sees $8.40 in return. That is a huge ROI. We want to take advantage of that. So the state has already really well positioned us. We already have the fabulous locations to film. The next part of that is workforce development.
Okay.
So with the college and the programs that the college has, we work closely with Luke Renner and those folks. We want to develop that talent. If you don't have a creative outlet, you might not be practicing your craft, or you move somewhere to practice your craft. There are folks that I know from Farmington that have moved to Albuquerque that are working in the industry right now. If we can create those opportunities here on a local level, we're keeping local talent who already know what we have to work with. And they can tell their friends, and their friends can tell their friends, and then we have more work happening here in our area.
Sure. In this particular facility, you mentioned the offices, but there's also places for filmmakers to come in and actually work on their production. Is that correct?
Yeah. Upstairs there's a couple of offices, and they're made available to productions that are working. We talked to different producers when we started on the remodel of the Totah Theater, and one of the issues that it's hard to find in Farmington is production offices. So you see what's going on camera. You can imagine that there's folks running the lights, running the cameras, all of those sorts of things, makeup artists, things like that. But what some people don't really think about is you also have a production accountant. You have a production payroll department, and they need some office space to work in. And so the offices here at the Totah have been made available by the city for those visiting productions if they need the space, if they need internet access, 24/7 access to the facility, and they could even use the screen here at the Totah to screen dailies and look at the footage that they've gathered and check it for quality and things like that.
Right. Do all the editing.
Yeah.
Well, just speaking about kind of the local component of it. Now, if somebody was interested in utilizing this facility for those reasons, do they need to be enrolled into a college program, anything like that? How does that work for them?
The best thing to do is to contact the City of Farmington and the Civic Center, and they're the ones that handle that. We would be happy to work with folks. It kind of depends, bigger productions, we'd expect them to pay their fair share, but student productions, we can sort of work deals with the city and make that happen.
Sure. Well, speaking of student productions, because one of the things we've mentioned here is we're trying to grow that kind of film industry, local film industry here. How is that going as far as the recruitment efforts to bring those students in to start creating film?
The program at the college is well attended, and I don't have numbers, sure. but they produce students that are ready to work in the film industry. The better part about that is 3 of our high schools have film programs that are feeding into the college. So we've got them started in high school. We've got them started learning the basics, working, producing video productions of sporting events. That's experience I didn't have when I was in high school. So that pipeline is growing. We continue to see increased participation from the high schools and the college in our events. We really want to focus on students. So coming up in May, we have the student showcase, and students from the high schools are all invited right here to the Totah to get their productions on the screen. We do a community showcase in November, and we invite anybody in the community to show us what they're working on, even if it's unfinished. Just show it to us. Show us what you're working on. We have a film contest for a week. Teams get a prompt, and they have to give us a finished product that we screen here at the Totah. So any opportunity that we get to build the community is really important. And I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite shirts. This is a shirt that we have, and on this shirt it says, "Filmmaking is a team sport."
Nice.
This came out of a conversation that we had at a filmmaker meetup. You can make a film by yourself. It's not easy.
Sure.
Working with your team and your tribe and people, maybe you're really good at sound, but you need a little bit of help with lighting. Maybe it's vice versa, and you make these connections. You meet these people. You create art.
Sure.
And
you create that network. You create that
exactly.
team. And that's a good point. I mean, when you're talking about all the jobs that are actually in the film industry, it's not just the guy directing it. It's not just the person who wrote it. I mean, between the lights and the sound and wardrobe and set and all those things. I mean, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. More than 8,500 people working in the county, not in the county, in the state, in the film industry. And that's everything from Teamsters who are driving talent to set and back from set, or getting generators out in the middle of nowhere. All of those sorts of things. That doesn't include film tourism, which is a huge industry. On average, a family is spending more than $1,000 to come to New Mexico on film tourism. They can see, the doghouse from Breaking Bad. They can see the car wash. They can see the house. They can see all of those different things, which is sort of an interesting side effect from filming all these things. But it's neat to see, and it is just another leg of economic development, not only locally, but across the state.
One place I would love to go would be Goonies.
Oh, yeah.
Where Goonies was filmed. I'd love to go to Oregon
and
check out where Goonies was filmed. And I know that that's a really popular place for film tourism, but that's a really good point. So when you're mentioning the showings of these films, whether it's students or community, is this open to the community to come, to buy tickets to come in? Is that correct?
Yeah. In general, tickets are $5 or $10 for the events that we have, just enough to cover our expenses. One of my favorite parts about Film Four Corners is the popcorn is always free at a Film Four Corners event. So it's open to the community. There's at least one event here a month. Sometimes they're public screenings. Sometimes they're filmmaker meetups. In July, we take a little break and put on a little parade out front here on Main Street. But in general, if you go to film4corners.org, you can see our full schedule for the year. And one of our first filmmaker meetups, I will never forget this, we had a couple come in and say, we're not really interested in acting, we're not really interested in being tech. If you need a dead body to lay in a field, would you call us, please? We had somebody else, an insurance professional, and she said, when you are looking at insurance, call me. I can help you find the insurance for your production.
Yes.
So the filmmaking community is extremely unique, covering all edges, from costuming and makeup to the insurance and the payroll side of things, and it is so special to see those people here, and we want you here too.
Right.
Our community is part of the filmmaking community.
So we've got it's in May. We're going to have a screening here.
Correct.
When is the next big film fest?
So the Film Fest is scheduled for September, and I believe it's the second weekend in September. We're going to do, we haven't done a lot of planning so far. So 2 or 3 days worth. We invite the high schools again in to come and see what we've screened. The community is welcome during the day and in the evenings. And we'll have some more information out on that very soon.
Typically, what kind of films are shown during the film festivals? They kind of vary from all over the place?
Yeah. Last year, we focused a little bit on the Southwest and the weather and the fire and the water and Southwest issues.
Okay.
But when we have people enter in the film festival, we see everything. Interestingly, we see a lot of foreign language films, which we've had to limit unless they have subtitles. But we just see the gamut of anything that is creative, that is art, that people want to bring to us.
And that's bringing people in from all over. So it's a regional, it's nationwide kind of opportunity for us to showcase our community. Let's make it the Canes type film festival. Really big and bright. Well, that's awesome. So going forward, let's say this: are there any recent big wins for us here locally when it comes to films being filmed in this area? I know Jumanji 2 was a few years ago, but is there any other ones that have come up recently that you're aware of?
Going back to Beyond the Reach.
Oh, yeah.
Jumanji. There were some scenes in one of the recent SpongeBob films that were shot here. It's fascinating. They show up with a little SpongeBob figurine and say, this is the size, and so we use it to check the scale of everything. Some of the productions that have been through here are under an NDA, and we can't necessarily tell you, but some of the productions are a little bit bigger, and you'll see them when you see them.
Well, you get those yellow signs around town with the arrows and the weird initials on it, and those are the directional components where they're filming, and certainly during those times when there are films taking place, there's also calls for extras. Interestingly enough, we watched a movie here the other night, Employee of the Month, which was filmed in Albuquerque with Dane Cook, and just watching the scenes in that movie, and you could see where they were at in Albuquerque, and then you see all the extras, and my son goes, those look like Albuquerque people. I was like, well, it's because they are.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing, Beer Fest. Some of my friends from college made it into Beer Fest. It was, part of it was shot at the Albuquerque Press Club in Highland Park.
Okay.
Beautiful venues that I've been to, and again, just like the tourism conversation we were having, it's so neat to be in those places.
Right. Devin, what's the long-term kind of outlook for Film Four Corners?
I have to start that with a big thank you. I have to say thank you to Tanya Stenson.
Excuse me.
Tanya is the film liaison for the city of Farmington and the area, and she has handled that for a number of years, a long time. It is in addition to her regular duties with the Convention and Visitors Bureau. She's not paid to be a film liaison, and she's the main contact for all of those folks. And she has really paved the way for what we're doing right now. She's already laid the groundwork for this community to be a film-friendly community. I would love for Film Four Corners at some point to do two very big things. One of those is fund and bankroll productions from our local filmmakers and be able to write a check and say, go make your dreams happen and make arts. That's going to take some more fundraising.
Sure.
This organization is still somewhat small.
Yeah.
As we continue to build, we're going to be able to have that capacity. And then down the road, eventually, Tanya Stenson's probably going to retire eventually. I want Film Four Corners to be the film office, the film commission for Farmington and San Juan County. And we're trying to make our strides in that direction. We're trying to make that a long-term goal. I am a certified liaison through the state, just like Tanya. I typically handle stuff in the county and for the county, but I learn as much as I can from Tanya, and she's a wealth of knowledge and a fabulous resource.
Well, her experience really pays off, I think, in our benefit here. So, for residents that are watching this or listening to this, how are some really good ways that they can get involved?
Yeah, on a very, very low level, come to Film Four Corners events. If you're so inclined, make a donation to further our efforts. If that's not in the cards, and you have a beautiful piece of property or an ugly piece of property that you think would make a great film set, list it with the state's location database. Okay. Because productions are looking for everything: cars, empty buildings, full buildings, houses, anything that you have seen on TV or on the silver screen, they might need it. And if all of those locations are in a 5-minute drive from each other in Farmington and there's a couple of hotel rooms, we have a very good chance of getting them here. Think about Breaking Bad.
Sure.
Not every one of those scenes was shot in a beautiful, well-lit, gorgeous house. A few of them were. Some of them were less than desirable. So every spot that you would welcome a film crew, list that. Doesn't cost you anything, and they may pay you for your time and your trouble. That is one way that we can show how film-friendly we are. And when they call them back, talk to them, entertain their ideas. You don't have to say yes.
Right.
But entertain what they might be interested in doing. Riverview Golf Course. It's not easy to find a golf course that's willing to let you shoot. We'll let you make your production there. The beautiful Totah Theater in the Art Deco style, we would absolutely welcome a production in here, stuff like that.
Very insightful, Devin.
Thank you.
And I appreciate that part. This is open to the public. I mean, that's really important to me as somebody who really is trying to build up the things there are to do in Farmington. So if you're into media arts and you want to see what these students are producing or what your community members are producing, or if you know, a lot of times we just show films on here, older films, all of those things are listed on the farmingtonnm.org website, which is where our community calendar is at, and all of your events, of course, are on the filmfourcorners.org website. So keep that in mind, put them in your calendar, make it a point to come out and support these students, support these young filmmakers with their art. Let's encourage them in their journey as they want to grow and pursue their dreams, as you stated. But it's a community effort to do so. So, Devin, any final words you want to mention?
Well, first and foremost, I want to say thank you so much, and I want to present you with a Four Corners Film Festival sweatshirt.
Awesome.
Available for sale on our website, but that one is for you.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate you taking time to tell people about Film Four Corners and what we do here, and appreciate your participation and the partnership with the City of Farmington.
Well, I'm going to make sure I put them on my calendar because I want to come and check these films out. I came out to the student one last year, and it was hilarious. It was just a lot of fun to see kind of them putting all their ideas on screen, and everybody in here was having a great time. So that's the type of atmosphere we're trying to create.
It's a first look at talent.
Yeah.
These students have so much talent. And someday when their name is in big shiny lights at the Grumman Theater in LA, you'll say, I saw them first.
Well, Devin, Neeley, thank you so much for being here. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to join us here to talk about Film Four Corners. As Devin mentioned, it's a small organization, but it's looking to grow. I think it has a great mission, and the outcomes are going to be very positive. Let's get behind them and give them the support that they need. Until next time, we'll see you right here on the Mayor's Table.